What, how do you build this rapport with your customers? Because if you're an entrepreneur, if you have great idea, if you have great innovations, and you don't have a customer base, then the idea itself doesn't mean anything, right? So how do you build this empire through the channels that you build it with your customers?
Number one is we forget about the push strategies that used in the past. Now it's more about pulling. And how you pull people to you or the clients to you is by being authentic.
How did you build this empire of businesses? And how do you mainly build a rapport with your customers? What are the channels that you're using it?
Okay. One of my greatest mentors, I didn't meet him in person, but is Richard Branson. Okay. This is a guy that, how to be successful for me is I model somebody what he's doing. Okay? It's modeling.
I want a good life, filled with highlights, and I want someone like you. I want paradise with the sunset, if I can only be with you.
Seif, I see your existence on social media, and I see the influence that you're building, especially on Instagram. I know that you reached to a level of influence and following around 1.2 millions. Why do you do what you do today on social media?
Okay. Number one, I want to have an impact on the place where I live, which is Earth. I want to have an impact. One of the things, I had a moment in my life that I thought life will end. While I was in corporate life, corporate career, building my corporate career, I had, let's put it, a health situation. And I was alone, like completely alone in a different country by myself, no family, no friends, no. And I had a moment that like, oh shit, life is finishing like this. Like, I did nothing, except was building my career. So if I fast forward to now, my social media is simply to have a positive impact on where I live. I'm not happy with the things that I see around, and I'm trying to have a contribution to the community to be better. Even by not making drastic changes, but just giving value every day, giving some tips every day for people to have a better life, being better every day. That's my absolute mission. And of course, it fulfills me in a way, because giving back is a way of fulfilling. So it fulfills me in a way. So you do it with passion, you do it with happiness, with joy, and.
When did you start your existence on social media?
As I told you, I'm a guy that hates boredom in a way. It started in COVID time, Corona time.
Oh,
Absolutely. When we were all locked and everything was shut down.
so it's almost short time, huh, to
It
build
is.
this amazing influence.
It is. But it takes a lot of dedication, consistency, and. But it started from the COVID time. I found myself locked. I knew every inch of where I live, and I had to do something. And it started. Okay. Before that, I was a black box. I'm not visible to anyone with whatever I'm doing. My life was a black box completely, even to my friends. Like, you can suddenly find me somewhere else next day. Like, how the hell, why didn't you tell me? It's like this. With COVID, things changed. And, every action has a reaction. So when you start to do something, okay, I always loved to build teams. I always loved to teach people. I always loved to develop people. And it started with me while I was in Samsung. While I was in Samsung, I built my team. And even this team was called the Kick-Ass team. This team was super well developed that any challenging task in the whole Samsung corporation can fall on this team and they will do it. So I had this passion of teaching, developing. So when I started the social media and you started to say something, teaching people, and all this was for free. And the fulfillment that you get back with people, you really changed my life. You really changed my mindset. Now I see things differently. man, this is priceless. Like, you can put all the money on one side and helping people achieve their dreams, living their life in a better way. Like, this is in a totally different side. So that's how it evolved from here.
I see when you speak in front of the camera and when you speak even with anybody, I see a tone of self-confidence very unique. What is the source of your self-confidence, and was you just born by this, or did you develop it by time?
First of all, life teaches you a lot, and it's either you want to learn or you sit and cry. My life was very interesting in a way that it developed me to who I am right now. And again, self-confidence, we're never born confident. We are developed into a confident person. And confidence is a result of something that you do. It's not something that you start with. You do something, then you get the result, then you get confidence out of it. For me, passing through life and the experience that I had, and the results that I did, and the failures that I stood back up after it, gave me the confidence that I am with right now. I always never had the feeling that I won't be able to do something. I might fail, yes, first time. I might fail the second time. Very good thing. And I'm happy with failure. I'm the only guy I think you will meet that will tell you failure is my friend. Because there is, the thing between success and failure. Can I have this pen?
Sure.
You know the pendulum, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the pendulum of success, right? So the pendulum of success, it is exactly the success and failure. One side is failure and one side of success. And within failure, there is failure, pain, depression, blah, 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 whatever. And on success, there is joy, happiness, and ultimate success. And you don't have control on the pendulum on the success side. You have only control on the pain that you can take, the failure you can make. But once, it's like a pendulum. So once you push hard on the failure, it's like a pendulum. But majority of the people just live in their comfort zone. A little pain, a little success, a little pain, a little success, a little pain. They never pushed far. So developing confidence comes from this. Put yourself into challenges and make it. And one thing I learned is whenever you say to yourself something, you have to do it. If I can't keep my words to myself, from where I'm going to get confidence?
It's neglect.
Exactly. It starts with you. So again, everybody has his own journey, and everybody passes through obstacles and challenges. How you handle these, it will define you at the end. And confidence is built out of a result. So don't think, okay, I don't have a confidence now. I feel that I'm not confident. Okay, take an action. Take an action, fail. Stand back up. Try again, fail. Stand back up. But once you're done, but you get the result, you will build your confidence. And what I like to say, fail fast, fail quick, fail big. And then you will build your success from that. And the confidence comes from that.
Did you face any time during your entrepreneurial journey that you faced self-doubts?
Let's not say it's not a simple question, it's a complex one. Of course, you might have a little bit of doubt of your capacity or capability to do something. But at the end of the day, you know what? You have some things in your DNA. You're not a quitter, or I'm not waiting for a motivation to push me to do something. I'm not that type. There is something that needs to be done. It will be done. It's an act of discipline rather than the motivation or rather than the self-doubt that I have. I have a very strong belief that whatever in this world, I can learn. Whatever in this world, I can do. Either by myself, okay, Seif, I will learn it and do it if I don't have other means. Or with my money, I can do it. Or with leveraging people efforts, leveraging technology. At the end of the day, it's done. Yes, self-doubt can happen when you're stepping into something new. We're humans at the end of the day. We're full of emotions. But just take the step. Take the step, which is the fear. It starts from the fear. Take the step. But once you take it, it's gone. Because fear is an illusion at the end. It's an anticipation of something that you don't even know what it is. So it's just an illusion. Just take the step and do it. And once you take it, you'll be super proud of yourself.
That's a great. Saif, let's go to your serial entrepreneurial journey. I'm so just inspired to understand how did you build this empire of businesses, and how do you mainly build a rapport with your customers? What are the channels that you're using it?
Okay. One of my greatest mentors, I didn't meet him in person, but is Richard Branson. Okay. This is a guy that, how to be successful for me is I model somebody what he's doing. Okay. It's modeling. So one of my mentors, I would say, is Richard Branson. This guy simply runs and operates more than 400 companies. So he builds an empire. And at the end of the day, he's living on his own island, but running 400 companies at the end, right? The art of delegation. Again, I said, like, I am a person who gets bored, but that doesn't mean that I do many things at the same time. The things that I do is, if I have a project or I have a business, I set it up. Once it's done and it's operating and it's past the chasm of growing, you delegate it to the right team. Then you go further and further and further and further. And this is how I developed all the business that I have. The businesses is I give this business to a dedicated team. I see the reports, I see the things, I get my guidance, my strategy, my tactics, but they are running the business. So this is how I build overall. And this is inspired by Richard Branson.
This is great. So how do you build this rapport with your customers? Because if you're an entrepreneur, if you have great idea, if you have great innovations, and you don't have a customer base, then the idea itself doesn't mean anything, right? So how do you build this empire through the channels that you build it with your customers?
Okay. Number one is we forget about the push strategies that used in the past. Now it's more about pulling. And how you pull people to you or the clients to you is by being authentic. You try to be authentic as much as possible and give more value than anybody expects. And you handle this with a proper customer service team. So from a Seif perspective, if I'm an image of this type of business, I am super authentic in what I'm doing. Like how you see Seif now is how you see me on social media. I'm absolutely the same. I'm not trying to portray something different than reality. So the type of clients that I'm attracting, okay, not all clients fit Seif profile, nor fit Seif product. But the clients that I attract, they fit Seif, they believe in Seif, they trust Seif because Seif is authentic and provides value. And then always care about your customers. Always care about your clients. Deliver more than you promised. The customer service. And actually this I learned from my father. A customer service guru.
Wow.
Yeah, deliver to your customer much more than they even expect. Wow them.
What is the best business that is still inside your heart?
Oh, real estate.
Real estate. Why?
Okay, like there are a couple of things about real estate. Maybe because it's my journey. Every journey, every person has a journey, has an ups and downs. Okay. In every downs that I had, the only thing that stood besides me was the real estate. Okay, this is from a personal journey. The second thing, that's the only thing I would say has value and you can touch as a real estate thing. Plus, I love real estate. I love when I enter a place, I like to make the decor, I like to make the thing. So this, for me, the real estate is the number one. Second, like if you ask me this 5 years back, it's going to be completely different. But second, it's going to be coaching and mentorship. Okay. Third will be electronics. If you ask me 5 years back, I'll tell you electronics number one. I know every single thing that goes into a product. Every single thing. But now things switched.
So for you, real estate, huh?
Real estate.
So if I ask you, in terms of scalability of entrepreneurship, what is your strategy for scaling your businesses?
It depends. Like where I'm now, let's put it in this perspective in terms of coaching and mentorship, even this perspective. This is a type of business which is very hard to scale. Okay, the service-oriented businesses is one of the business which is extremely hard to scale because it is dedicated or stood by me as Seif delivering a particular type of information. How do I do this? It is using the leverage of the technology. I can't leverage people, which means, okay, I can have my team that can coach and mentor, right? But the people the clients, they want Seif. So, okay, so it's limited in a way. So
Because it's timing.
Off timing. And it's a service. Service is one of the hardest thing to extremely scale. On a product perspective, the options are endless. And that's how it's easy to scale a product. You leverage technology, the money, it's easy to scale a product. But in my case, which is the thing that I'm focusing in it is the coaching and mentorship, it is that it's hard to extremely scale. To do several events, yes, you can put technology. I can be available in a virtual event that on Zoom, on. But it's also not to the scale. You understand? It's not giving the same value to people. Like Tony Robbins, when he creates an online event, like thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of people come to, but it's totally different when he jumps in a stadium by himself and doing the thing. Services business, it's hard to scale. But again, it's a relative thing. What do you mean by scale? Like, what scale for me is appropriate? A 7-figure business scale, an 8-figure business scale, a 10-figure business scale. What is scale? For you and me, it's absolutely different. Person can be happy with a 6-figure business, and any business can do a 6-figure business. A service or you don't need to scale. You just need to do the same thing repeatedly, getting better at what you do. That's reach your 6-figure. Yes, a 7-figure is totally different game. Yes, you need a little bit of leverage that comes in. But the scale is different. And again, if it's a service thing, the beauty of entrepreneurship, that your creative mind is always working. So you can start a line that's absolutely service-oriented, right? But that doesn't mean that you stick to this line. So this is part of the brand, let's say, that is service-oriented. The scalability of it is a 6-figure, 7-figure. But then you can a little bit pivot, have a complementary business that is a product-based on this service that you can scale it. Do you understand? That's upselling, cross-selling, and even a totally different business unit. Let's say, Seif is coach. Then tomorrow maybe I may make a book. That's a product. I can scale it. Distribution, marketing, investments behind. I can do a huge thing. Once you have a product, I can build. Again, entrepreneurship is about creativity. Where you see the whole that you can pivot to.
Last question, which is for any aspiring entrepreneur that want to have this pivot and idea in corporate and wants to pursue their own business. What's the best advice that you can give them from your account of experience?
Oh, I want to answer this thing in 2 parts, okay? One part is to become, an entrepreneur. I want to talk about the leverage of networking in it. The power of network in it. But if you are going into a corporate line and you want to switch to entrepreneurship, this is from Seif perspective and Seif's journey, it is the best way. Which means you start corporate, test yourself in corporate 3-5 years, and then you can pivot to entrepreneurship. The benefits of this is what? Maybe you're not the type of entrepreneur. Entrepreneur needs particular skills, character, attitudes. Maybe it's not you. You just need the pay to month-to-month paycheck, and you're happy with this. The second, you will see how business runs. You will see the process, the systems that the company has. It will add value when you switch to an entrepreneur. The advice is, if you're trying to enter entrepreneurship, try to do it as a side thing. Test yourself. So while you are in corporate, set up something. And now it's freaking easy to set up something. Set up a Shopify account, sell things, do online course, whatever it is, whatever you're trying to do, besides your regular corporate life, do the entrepreneurship thing. Yes, you're not all in, we totally understand, but test waters. There is no bad in testing waters. Once you see things are, okay, looks good, and I'm feeling comfortable with it, jump in, especially if you have responsibilities.
About jumping, what's the formula that you can give it to people if they see something in the back end of entrepreneurship? What's the best time to leave their job? Formula.
Okay. Seif is different than people. If I believe in something so much, I can throw everything behind and jump into it. But I'm not saying that's correct. This is my character. I can get to the downs and I will feel comfortable. Some people need to have a safety cushion. Like if they're working in a corporate life or their corporate career, it means, like I'm talking about 4 to 5 years, you mean you have a type of responsibility you bear. You need to make sure that from the side business that you have, that this side business is generating something that can cover the responsibilities that you put on your shoulders before you jump in. People will tell me, money is not important, money is whatever. Excuse my language. It is important. You cannot build something while you're under pressure. Financially on the people that you're responsible for. So take it a little bit slow. That's my absolute advice. If I talk about the networking part, which is important, because a lot of people talking to me about networks actually. Yes, the number one factor for your success is your network. Your passion, your idea, your everything is super good. Without your network, I'm not sure you're going to be successful. And people understand networking in a very wrong way. People understand that networking, that I go through my business card in networking events or ping people on LinkedIn and this is networking. Absolutely no. First of all, you need to up-level your network, which means whatever safe current situation, financially, mentally, whatever, I need to be in a level higher than what I am. Because the network higher than I am will pull me up, will challenge me to better develop myself. My aspiration will be higher. My goals will be tougher. So they will pull me up to them. But the problem is that you have people with their ego. We are humans at the end. With their ego, they put themselves in a network lower than themselves. You understand? So all the people around them tell them how amazing you are, how good you are, but actually you're getting lower to this network. So this is one thing in network. The second thing in network, people enter networking. First of all, I know people, right? Ahmed wants to know my people. I'm not going around giving my network. Like, I'm not going around giving my network for a couple of reasons. Like, I'm not talking about Seif, but in general, people can be afraid that you side them out, right? They're jealous of you, right? And what motivation? They have to give you access to this type of network. I'm talking about network. So people has to work on these three things. They need to act jealous, how to kill the jealousy. If feeling that they're sided out, okay, how can I handle this? Or how can I motivate them to pass me to the network? So networking is actually an art. It's not like, let's meet for coffee. It's an art. It's an absolute art. And when you're networking somebody, if I want to refer you to somebody, right? The most important thing, I'm putting my credibility on the line.
Reputation, yes.
And reputation on the line, right? So you need to work on that. How can you let me be sure that when I'm putting my reputation on the line, that you will deliver? So again, networking is super important for your success. Nobody was ever successful alone. You need to network right, but first, and you need to network right. That's the second thing. That's about networking in a nutshell.
Seif, it was a pleasure having you in Unleash. And with your confidence, with your esteem, I know that you will go beyond the imagination of all the rest. Unleash is the bridge between my purpose and my mission. And my mission is unleashing the human greatness to its utmost potential.